road tyres on a mountain bike. Really? Well, yeah. But we're not talking about just a mountain bike for mountain biking. We're talking about a mountain bike derivative that is now an e-bike. And this one is so much like a mountain bike that it's even got 21 speed gears, because it's got all the gears right up here in the front, which are not really necessary on an e-bike, as well as the gears on the back, all of which work just fine, but unnecessary. But it's got these knobby tyres on it, which seem to be the average thing for all fat tyre e-bikes that I've ever seen. And since I ride mostly not on mountains, and I'm just riding mostly on the street, on the hard stuff, and I don't really find that much of a need to have knobby tyres on there. And from a lot of the discussions that I see on YouTube with mountain bikers, or with e-bikers riding mountain bike style e-bikes with fat tyres, there seems to be now a fair bit of pushback to say that the knobby tyres are not only noisy, but they cost you more battery power to drive them along, and more effort if you have to pedal. So whilst they do have the nicety of saying that, well, you've got a fat tyre there so you get a bit of suspension from it, and that's entirely true, but then I've just found that if you're going to run your fat bike tyres at a somewhat lower pressure, it says 30 psi on the tyre, if you're going to run it around about half of that so that you get a bit of forgiveness on the bumps, you also get pinch flats, which I've just got the second one, and that's why I've got the bike now up on what effectively is my bike stand. I bought one of those other stands that you prop up and it's on a four-legged thing, and I found it difficult to get the bike on. I found it difficult where I could put the clamp onto the bike here. You see, it's all cables and things under here, so you can't put the clamp on here, can't put the clamp up here, here's too low. Just not a good solution for me. And then I figured that I've got the whole thing already worked out. All I needed was a couple of steel hangers going up to these things, and if I want the bike to come up, I just have to hoist the bike a little bit and pull up on each side, and when I want the bike to come down, I simply push the little button here and the bike will go back down. Works for me. Surely isn't going to fall over on me. Anyway, let's get on with the job. Now, well, you might ask, what does a fat bike road tyre look like? And there it is there, kind of smooth, very big and wide, 26 inch. And then you've got to hand it to the marketing people when they decide on a name for a tyre like this, because the name is called, wait for it, Big Smoothie 26 inch. That's a creative name, isn't it? And I've got a couple of new tubes to put in, so we'll change both out and get this job underway. So there we are, we've got the wheel out of the bike. Over here. Now, that tyre off, that tyre on. There we go. So there it is, I've found the pinch flat. I've just dunked this in the water and found a hole. I'll stick a toothpick in it so that I can find the hole a bit later on after everything's dried off, so I can throw a patch on that. I I keep that tube, but I'll put the new tube in the road tyre when that goes on the bike. Okay, moving on. And one new tube. Throw a bit of wind in here. Just give him a little bit of shape. You have to be very, very careful when you're inflating a tyre on these big rims that you've got the tyre properly seated onto the rim and it's not popped out somewhere. Because if it's sort of hanging over the side a little bit, the tube sticks out, and as you inflate it, it goes bang. Don't ask me how I know. I know. So it says on there, inflate to 20 psi, 140 kilopascals or 1.4 bar. Bar, like crazy. So we'll do that. So there it is, 20 psi per specification. Now it does look a whole lot more like a car tyre than a bicycle tyre. So the big Smoothie 26 will be on the bike soon. Let's go do that. So whilst trying to install the wheel onto the bike, better if I could just bring the bike down that little bit so I don't have to lift that wheel, because the bloody thing is pretty heavy. So the last job to do in installing the back wheel is to set up the wiring again for the electric bike. You see here, there's an arrow on that guy there and one on here that we have to align so we're not trying to jam the thing in the wrong way. That's got him. And then zip tie around here to stop this guy jump about and get in the wrong place. Clip that off, and that's the job done. Okay, so since it's a two-wheel install, we'll bring the bike down, realign, and get on with doing the front one. I reckon that'll do. And that one's a good one. No punctures or anything, so I'll just keep that aside. Goes along with my mountain bike nobby tyres. Will be kept for another day. So pretty much ready to go, up to 20 psi, just before we throw it back on some isopropyl alcohol and to give the old disc rotor a bit of a wipe down. So the last job is throw the front wheel in, take a ride and see how much noise it makes. Cool. Front wheel really is a breeze compared to the back. That'll do me. There you go, buddy. Well, that's amazing. Absolutely quiet. Wonderful. Compared to those knobby tyres, boy, that makes a big difference. Road tyres on a mountain bike. So there it is, the evidence is in. Road tyres on a fat wheel e-bike, and absolutely silent when you're riding along, so there's much less resistance as you're riding along, no noise. Well, if you're riding a fat tyre e-bike and you're only doing it on the streets, you're always on the hard stuff, get rid of the knobby tyres. They're costing you battery, costing you a lot of hard work, and make too much damn noise. Okay, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed that for a bit of an expose on this subject. Like, subscribe, you know the drill, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.